Hey there. So you know the routine, just finishing the gym. Curly hair, don't care. Anyway, so what I receive in my spirit to share with you is it's okay to be wrong. Not only is it okay to be wrong, but what I hear is it's okay to admit you're wrong, but being wrong is imperative to your growth. So what we often misconstrue or get wrong, is the notion of being wrong. Like, oh my gosh, if I'm incorrect, if I'm wrong, then I'm not smart. Or the worst way to put it, I'm dumb, or whatever phrasing might have been given to you at an early age, at a young age, right? Because we're formed in our formative years. Yes, thank you, Spirit. Um, and so the things that we're told, especially on a consistent basis, are the things that we integrate into our beings, right? Because we're little and we don't know any better, right? So we just believe the people that are supposed to be in charge of us are responsible for us. But what we learn as we get older is that they don't know either, right? That everybody's just out here doing their best. I mean, for the most part, we're just doing our best. There are some that are just anchored to their anger and choose to project as opposed to heal, right? But we're not going to get into that right now. Instead, what I want to just remind you is it's okay to be wrong. Seek understanding, seek wisdom. You know, the Lord says if you ask for wisdom, He will give it to you. But what I also receive is listen, we ask for wisdom, right? And we want all this knowledge and understanding without the trials, without the actual real life experience. Like, listen, would you trust someone telling you how to cope with being a parent if they're not a parent? Would you, and what I received to share, because I know there's some like, well, I have a degree in parenting or my PhD or my whatever it is. Yes, you may have book knowledge, but actual real life experience, book knowledge pales in comparison to real life experience when it's utilized in the proper way, right? When it's utilized in a way to learn lessons and to cull or gather wisdom. And so I say all that to say this: don't be afraid of being wrong. Perhaps, maybe let's reframe this. Perhaps the reason why you feel like you get things wrong on a consistent basis is because the Lord is trying to allow you to learn the lessons so that you may teach them to somebody else. Maybe someone else is going to cross your path at some point in time that needs that wisdom that you gathered from being wrong so many times. It's okay to be wrong. We have to get out of our ego. We have to get out of our own way of feeling like, no, there's no way that I'm ever wrong. There's no one who can teach me. Only the Lord above can teach me. Well, yes, in a way, but at the same time, the Lord also puts people around us that have different experiences or experiences that go beyond our years that we are allowed to utilize, right? Learn from your elders. And being an elder doesn't mean that you're just older. Sometimes a young person can have experiences far beyond their years. We have to look beyond the surface. We have to get into a discerned space where we can actually hear one another, right? Because you never know what you can learn. But if we can't get beyond the notion of being wrong or feeling like we always are right, or being what I receive is not being able to apologize or admit to being wrong, then we're not going to learn. We're not going to grow. We're going to stay still. We're going to be stagnant. We're going to be anchored to where we are. And then we're going to be resentful and frustrated as to why we don't feel like we can move ahead. However, if you're willing to learn, if you want wisdom, then know that wisdom comes with a lot of wrongs. You got to be wrong before you can be right. And that's it. But you know what I say? These are my moments. It's your life. You're strong. You're powerful. You get to decide. And that's it. Bye.